Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. And for this review, we are going to be looking at Live and Let Die. I like the first two Daniel Craig movies better overall, but this one is the best of the rest. When I was younger, I remember watching this one with my dad and being absolutely captivated by it. This is the version that I grew up with, and the one that inspired me to become a Bond fan, which is something that the series would go on to do quite a bit in later installments. He is celebrating his latest mission, but it also has a sense of humor and style that is lacking from most other Bond films. The voodoo stuff is played for laughs, and the over-the-top villain is clearly meant to be taken ironically. By the time the credits roll, you know exactly what kind of movie you are in for, which involved foiling a plot to assassinate British Prime Minister Lord Hawke. New Orleans is a perfect location for a Bond movie. It is a city that is known for its music, food, and of course, voodoo. The film makes great use of the city's unique atmosphere, and it really helps to set it apart from other Bond films. Out of a possible 5 stars, I am giving Live and Let Die a solid 5 out of 5. It is my favorite Bond film, and one of the best movies ever made. If you're enjoying the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. The cinematography is fantastic and the film is beautifully shot. The action scenes are exciting and well staged, and the dialogue is sharp and witty. I also love the supporting cast, especially Yaphet Kotto as Mr. Big. He is a charismatic and menacing villain who is a lot of fun to watch. Kotto brings a sense of style and sophistication to the role that is lacking from many of Bond's other foes. I also love the chemistry between Bond and Rosie Carver, who is played by Gloria Henry. She is a strong and independent woman who is not afraid to speak her mind, and Bond and Carver make a great team. The film also features an excellent score by George Martin, as well as a fantastic theme song by Paul McCartney and Wings. The title track, Live and Let Die, is one of the best Bond themes ever recorded, and it is still a staple of the series. Bond is awarded a knighthood by Queen Elizabeth II for his service. However, this is a product of the time in which it was made, and I do want to think it is fair to judge it by today's standards. Overall, I think Live and Let Die is a fantastic film that is highly entertaining. It is a fast-paced, action-packed adventure that is also surprisingly thought-provoking. It is definitely worth watching, and I highly recommend it. While attending the party, he meets up with his old friend and CIA colleague Felix Leiter, who tells Bond about a secret assignment he has been given. Leiter wants Bond's help to locate two missing CIA agents, Peter Franks and Patrick Terry. The pair went missing while on a mission in Haiti, and the CIA believes that they may have been kidnapped by a criminal organization known as the Baron Samedi Drug Cartel. Leiter asks Bond to fly to New York and meet with the agent's contact, a man named Baron Samedi. There, Bond learns that the two agents were last seen entering a casino owned by a man named Dr. Can. Bond decides to visit the casino and soon finds himself framed for murder. We open on the fictional Caribbean island of San Monique, where a voodoo ceremony is taking place. Two American agents, Peter Franks and Patrick Terrence, have gone there to purchase a mysterious device called a Sony watch. They track down the hermit scientist Kananga, who agrees to sell them the device for $1 million, but before they can complete the transaction, they are attacked by members of Kananga's private army. One of the agents manages to escape, but he is eventually captured and killed. Meanwhile, the other agent is brought before Kangana, who reveals that he is actually a megalomaniacal supervillain named Mr. Big. They were seeking is actually a weather control machine that he intends to use to destroy the United States. He also reveals that he has taken over the island and renamed it San Monique. The surviving agent begs Big to let him buy some time so that he can alert the CIA, but Big is not interested in negotiating. He executes the agent and takes over the island. It still holds up today as being one of the most fun and light-hearted entries in the series. The tone established here is different from the gritty realism of Craig's films or the campiness of the Lazenby era. This is straight-up popcorn fun with a good dose of social commentary thrown in for good measure. The 7th film in the official James Bond canon, the second outing for Roger Moore as the suave secret agent. The basic premise is that Felix Leiter asks Bond to investigate the disappearance of 2 American agents in New Orleans, but unlike some of the other source material, this story hasn't really stood the test of time. But who cares? Because as far as I'm concerned, this is one of the best movies ever made, regardless of genre. At times it feels like a blaxploitation film or even a buddy cop movie, and it was released only a few years after Shaft and Superfly hit theaters. In fact, it's probably fair to say that this movie owes quite a bit to those films. It shares their style, attitude, soundtrack, and willingness to tackle racial issues head-on. But rather than simply imitating these films, Live and Let Die improves on them in almost every way imaginable. It has a more complex plot, better writing, more interesting characters, and is just plain more fun. But upon his arrival, Bond is framed for murder and forced to go on the run, with the help of a sassy black female pimp named Rosie Carver. Bond finds himself smack in the middle of a criminal conspiracy that spans the globe and threatens to destroy the entire world order, and my favorite film in the entire series. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, when I say that this is my favorite film in the series, I mean in terms of the official canon. The plot is a little more convoluted than usual, but honestly that just adds to the entertainment value. The film is based on the Ian Fleming novel of the same name. The film starts off with an extended pre-credit sequence. The movie then cuts to a lavish party being thrown by Sir James Bond on a boat in London. I love the opening sequence because it sets the tone for the entire film. It is action-packed and exciting. Another thing that I love about this film is the setting. There are some elements of the film that haven't aged well, such as the portrayal of black characters. So now we come to the rating.